He has completely rewritten my whole story, and it's included boxing. It's been so cool to see him move through the sport, to see him shine light in such a dark space, and so it's just cool to be a part of it, and to get my first belt and on the road to being undisputed, so I can use my platform to just give him more glory. So I'm excited for the first of many.
Amen.
Bless you. God bless you.
Kyle Collison, knockouts in 3 counts and BodySlamNet. For you getting to come back here to Detroit, you know, we were at the last fight in Flint. You know, talk to me about the difference in styles and matchups. This fight, you know, your opponent seemed to, you know, want to fight a lot more than the last one, and I feel like this was a step up in competition from who you had in the last fight. What does it mean for you to win the title and to do it against what I think probably might have been your toughest opponent you've had yet?
Well, it's really cool to be back in Michigan in general. Getting to fight, I think the past 4 fights here has been really sweet because I'm building a fan base. We really love this area. Y'all have always been great to us. So it's cool to, like I said, just to build more of a home base here. And, you know, thank you to Claressa for allowing me that opportunity to do so. But yeah, this girl for sure was the toughest. I mean, if you look at it on paper, she's 14-2. I was 11-0 going into this fight, so she had more experience, more wins. Like it definitely was something that I rose to that challenge. That's what I want, a fight that's gonna, you know, cause me to want to get out of bed, you know, want to get out and train. And this was one of those fights, not only because it was for a belt, but because I knew that this girl was going to come and challenge me. And that's what she did, and I was able to, you know, work on some things that we had been training in the gym, and really just see how I can adapt and what I'm truly made of.
How would you describe, you mentioned Claressa, I'm into that. How would you describe your relationship with her and how cool it is for you to be able to have this special career moment on her fight card, just the relationship in the moment?
Well, she's my sister, both in life and Christ and boxing. And so it's really cool to share that moment, not just because she's my promoter and, you know, I feel like she was my teammate on Team USA, but she's not just a training partner and my promoter, like she is my sister. And so to get to share that with her was really sweet. The fact that she came and walked me out was super cool. Just to, you know, have her voice in my ear affirming me and encouraging me and really just confirming everything I know about myself. Her words carry a lot of weight. So it's really indescribable. It's priceless to have someone like Claressa in your corner.
Sammy, mid-Michigan now, over here. You know, last time I got the chance to talk with you, we talked about your journey into the world of boxing, and I got to see firsthand all the hard work that you put into this, you know, at the workouts and everything that you do. Can you kind of talk about, you know, just really what it means for you to kind of get your hands on that belt for the first time, especially with all that work you put in?
You know, it feels like a completion of a vision that I've already had, that I feel like the Lord has given me back in 2019 when I turned pro. I don't do this just because I love boxing. I love boxing, but I do this because I love the Lord, and He's given me this calling, and that purpose is unlike anything. I mean, when I invited Jesus into my heart and I surrendered my life to Him, everything changed. I was one way February 7, 2015. I was a different way February 8, 2015, and that is something that I can't deny. And so, you know, getting to just use this sport for His glory there's nothing like it. I mean, doing life with Him is indescribable.
You talked about your relationship with Claressa and getting to fight these last 4 fights here in Detroit. You know, what were your thoughts on her performance and you getting to do what you've been doing with her being your promoter? What are your thoughts on what we heard from her tonight in saying that this could be maybe her last fight with Salida?
Well, I'll just say I'm glad I'm signed with her. That's kind of all I have to say about that. I just am really grateful to T-Rex Promotions for believing in me. I'm the first fighter, not just female, that she signed. So that means a lot. Like I said, her words carry weight. When she talks, people listen, specifically in boxing, but really just in the world in general. So it really means a lot to have her in my corner. And yeah, I'm with her. So wherever T-Rex goes, Sammy the Heat's gonna go.
Matthew, I was with the Free Press. You had this moment at the end of the fight where you're locked in, the bell rings, and you're immediately back to smiling and being yourself. Like it was like instantaneous. How do you kind of just lock in on the fight, and then how do you kind of turn that off when you're out of the ring?
You know, I keep bringing Jesus up because he is my everything. But he really, the joy that I have in Jesus is not something that you can turn off. It's untouchable. But however, it also translates into this is what I feel like he's called me to do, and that's what you have to do. You have to lock in, as they say, I guess. But I had a job to do, and so I find so much joy in the ring, and it's really crazy because I do have this like what people may call a mean look in the ring. That's just the heat coming out, but I love it so much. Like you'll even catch me smiling in the ring sometimes just because I have so much fun. But yeah, there's a job to be done, and when it's time to focus, I'm going to and get the job done. But I'm going to be smiling right after because that's just who I am.
All right. Any other questions for Sammy? All right. Let's give the floor to Tony.
This for last, I guess. Yeah. It's we working. Oh no, I'm just going to. Matter of fact, alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. Thank y'all for having me, man. 2.5 years been a long damn time, man, to be out. To be out of the ring fighting, you know what I'm saying? Because them first couple of hits, I'm like, damn, I came back to this bullshit. Like, I can't believe I came back to this. But, you know, as the fight progressed, you know, I started having fun, a little too much fun. Got that little flash knockdown, and then the last one, I couldn't believe myself. My brother cussing me out. And he like, nigga, you gotta stay fucking disciplined. You gotta stay. And I'm like, okay, I heard everything, but in my mind, I went out the next round. I said, fuck that, I gotta get that back. So, tried to close the show, and you know, the crowd enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it, and I miss this shit so much, man. I love boxing. Thank you, Selena.
Tony here, Isaiah with WGIV Local 4. Obviously, it's been a while since you've been in the ring. You know, the crowd was amazing tonight. Did all that kind of get in your head as like you were trying to complete your game plan a little bit, like you wanted to put on the show for the fans as well? Because I saw it seemed as if like you were trying to settle in for the first couple of rounds, and you did get comfortable, but you did have that one moment where you got caught.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's boxing, man. It's boxing, and yeah. Well, when I got caught, it wasn't even like a punch that hurt me. I was really kind of already falling off balance. It was kind of a flash, and I should have did 5 push-ups because I owed that. I owed that at the moment. It wasn't nothing that hurt me or nothing, but I owed that for not being disciplined to my dog because, you know, for the last 3 months when fights was falling through, that's all we kind of been working on is locking in and staying disciplined because for me, it's not offense. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I can land. I feel like I'm Steph Curry. I can land any shot when I want to land shots. So I think for me, it's staying disciplined and being defensively responsible. So, you know, I just, you know, it happened. It happened. But when I tell you it brought me to life, it brought me back to life. In the last round, all I heard was the crowd, and I played into it, and I loved it, and I enjoyed it, and I missed this shit.
Kyle Collison, knockouts and 3 counts at BodySlam.net. Before the fight, we talked about, you know, what this chapter of your career was going to be. You told me that it was going to be the gentleman and that you were going to let your hands do the talking. I think we can all agree that, you know, you got to get the ring rust off you in this fight. You got to face some adversity in this fight, having to get up off the floor. Now that you've made it through your first fight back, you know, since your return to boxing, what are your thoughts as far as your overall performance, and are you still on the same tip as before the fight where you want to keep the consistency?
For sure, I think I gave being off 2.5 years. I gave a lot of flashes of who I am and who I was. I think the jab is still fucking amazing. I think I still got the best jab in boxing. I think I couldn't miss. But like I said, it's just locking in, and that's what me and my brother doing. It's just locking in defensively and not having bad body language and not getting caught with shots that, you know, I just got caught with in the couple shots I did get caught with. But You know, I feel like overall my timing was pretty good. I mean, I give myself being on 2.5 years, I feel like I did pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I was that far off. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, being with Salida, he gonna do his part, I'm gonna do my part, and hopefully I'll be back in before the year's out, or like a October or something like that, because I'm looking to stand in the gym, and you know, I just want to stay in the gym, and I promise you, the more fights I have, the harder it is for everybody to beat me, because I'm trouble. My speed was still there, my sharpness was still there, my jab was still fucking on point, and that's the key to winning everything to me. You know what I mean? But just being more consistent with it, being defensively responsible, and that's just gonna come with just fighting. It don't come with training, it don't come with being in the gym, it don't come with sparring, it come with fighting. And me and Salida worked out a deal. We shook each other's hand, and he gonna keep his word, I'm gonna keep mine, and I promise you, you'll see me for this title run.
All right, the other question I got for you, man, you really kind of got to kick the energy off here at Little Caesars, you know, getting to talk about what you've been doing in the city. I got to be there at Superbad, see what you're doing with the kids and see what you're doing here in Detroit. But I got to ask you, since we saw what happened with Rick Ross bringing out Claressa, you got to tell me, talk to me about the energy, having Vezo and Babyface Ray play you out like that, having the whole arena singing along with you. You had a 7 Mile sign with you, man. Talk to me about having that kind of energy and getting to bring that back to the city.
Hey, that was some ghetto shit, wasn't it? like me and my boys, man. All I care about, to be honest, man, is when I do shows in Detroit. Like I said, I thank Salida, Steve, 313 Win. I thank these guys, man, for giving me the creative freedom to, you know, just kind of freestyle and just be me. And today was a great part of you all seeing Tony Harrison just be Tony Harrison, the vibrantness, the way I came out, you know, the love for the crowd. I feel like the fight I had was the fight that needed to be seen to get the crowd going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the adversity I had, you know, and like I said, people gonna talk, because I feel like I had a stellar. I feel like my performance, besides the knockdown, was fucking stellar. I feel like I was on point. You know, I feel like I was stellar, but I needed that adversity for people to be like, oh yeah, he ain't got it. You know, I want to fight him. I'm ready to fight him. And guess what they gonna do? Call Salida, and guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna fuck their ass up. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm giving these guys something to say. I'm giving these guys a reason to fight me, because a lot of times it's hard to get fights, but giving these guys a reason to fight me, I'm no cherry picker. I'm no easy pickings either. So tonight, fighting in the city of Detroit, it's nothing like it. It's no better city in the world, man, than fighting in this place, man. You heard it round of 10, and even though I heard my brother like, get the fuck out of there, get the fuck out, I'm like, my boy, I can't do that right now. You know, I'm in the phone booth, and I'll be pussy as hell if I leave and he don't leave. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that last round was everything, man. That last round, but it just, like, I just wanted to, you know, show the world, like, I've never been knocked down and went forward. I've never been knocked down and came back like that. So it just showed the world, like, I'm like the weight change was everything, because if I probably would have got knocked down at 154, it would have probably been bad. I probably wouldn't have still had no legs or none of that. So I felt good, but like I said, that just being disciplined, like giving myself something to work on, and that's just being disciplined, because there's no way that guy should have knocked me down, but it raised my blood pressure, and all the fighting went out the window, and I became a fighter again, and the crowd loved it, and we kind of warmed them up for the GWOAT coming up, and I loved it. I loved every bit of it.
Last question.
Matthew, I'm close with the free press. It kind of seemed like somewhere around the third or fourth round, you found your rhythm and started not letting Diaz quite get so close, started using your reach a little bit more. Was there a moment where it kind of all clicked for you? Was there any moment in there where you kind of feel like the rust really shake off and you be like, I'm back?
Yeah, you know what, man? I'm kind of a slow starter. If you kind of watch me spar, I'm a slow starter. I don't really start like real fast. I don't you know what I mean? Like I'm like a lawnmower. You know what I'm saying? Like the motor ain't that goddamn powerful, but when that bitch get to going, it don't stop. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like that. So the more the rounds went on, the more I felt comfortable, the more I felt sharper, the more I start clicking more, and like that's kind of what it's all about. Like I said, I've been off 2.5 years, man, and I felt like I give myself a beat. Besides the knockdown, if the knockdown don't come, round 10 don't come like that. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of complacent. And I skate through, I still move around, and I skate through untouchable. But, you know, I needed that knockdown to kind of spice this shit up and get a crowd a great showing, man. And it's amazing. And not only that, man, this is my son's first time watching me fight, man. And, you know, when he impressed, it's a good thing to impress that little motherfucker. Because when he impressed, man, I know I did some shit. Because him and my niece is impressing. They like, oh, you did good. I'm good too. So like I said, they don't really understand that their uncle got, you know, that they gonna talk about their uncle getting knocked down. But like I said, that shit was some bullshit, man. And you know, I came to round 10. I'm like, I can't believe. I'm just walking to the corner. I cannot fucking believe this. Like after doing all this hard work and moving and jabbing, I couldn't fucking believe it. And I'm just like, dude, you got to get this shit back. But, you know, like I said, the last round was everything. The crowd enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. My opponent enjoyed it. And like I said, sometimes you can't judge a book by its cover because I think the way his body was, I was ripping body shot, but it seemed like that motherfucker had like blubber around that motherfucker. It sounded like a penguin or something. like he didn't fit like, but it's crazy. It's like I didn't budge him. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like them shots that I was in there with didn't budge him. But like I said, all in all, I think my fight warmed up the crowd for Claressa fight, and Claressa closed the show. And everybody did their thing. Price did his thing. My lady next to that, she did her thing. And I think the crowd got their money's worth today, and I got my money's worth. And like I said, you know, as long as Salita keep me busy, these boys gonna be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And Salita, if I can fight next month, or a month after that, you know what I'm saying? Next week, baby. Listen to me, dude. This marriage that we in, dude, no homo. This marriage that we in gonna be a good one, man. When I tell you we gonna make a lot of money together, bro, I'm gonna make you proud, bro. And I'm telling you. The more I fight, the better I'm gonna get, the more discipline I'm gonna get. Cause that's all I'm really working on is being disciplined. Being out 2.5 years, I thought that last round showed that I was capable of doing that rounds before. And if I'd have did that rounds before, I don't think we would have went to the last round. But
so we can have this discussion in public. A lot of people before the fight were saying, you think Tony has got this? You think he still has some left? You think he should be making a comeback, etc., etc., etc. And then watching you fight, using that good jab, using your intelligence, being defensively conscious and smart, and being Bernard Hopkins after you were Roy Jones at the beginning of your career was really great to see, and you displayed some incredible boxing IQ. Perfect guy for you to come back with.
I agree.
Get the rounds, get the rust off, and great that you don't have to struggle to make weight. I believe you're going to be a force in the middleweight division and bring another world title back to the city of Detroit.
Salita, listen to me. They can't fuck with me.
All right, man.
And that's on my soul. The more, like I said, give me another fight like that or two like that, and then listen to me. Toss me in the water. I don't need no life jacket. Toss me in the deep end, and I promise you I'm gonna come out swimming. But
thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony. Thank you to your family. Thank you.
Thank you, Price, and thank you, Sammy. The GWOAT is on her way.
Thank you, guys.